You're fighting for your life in the Colosseum. Your enemy comes at you with his blade, but you smack it away with your shield. It's your turn. You swipe at him with your blade. You hit him. You swipe at him again with your sword. You hit him again, and you swipe at him again another time with your sword, and you hit him. The last strike, as he drops to his knees, you take your sword and you drive it through his chest. For a fourth hit, if that sounded interesting to you, you'd probably like to play a fighter in D&D 5th edition. I'm Josh from JNJtabletop, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Fighters are actually one of my favorite classes in the game, and I think they get the short end of the stick a lot of the time. People will say, oh, you're a new player, just play a fighter, it's vanilla, it's easy, it's whatever. But there's so much depth to fighters, there's so much you can do with them, so much variety. When I'm thinking about fighters, I'm thinking about people like King Arthur, who's this inspiring leader. He's got his sword and his board, his shield, and he's just going there, he's leading people, and he's fighting Saxons or orcs or whatever. I'm thinking about people like Maximus from Gladiator, and he is also this great fighter and great leader, this general in Rome, and wrecking house in the Colosseum. I could also think of maybe more dex-based fighter, which would be like Legolas, or however you want to pronounce that, who's just shooting arrow after arrow after arrow, and just wrecking orcs. Fighters are just these tactical masterminds. They hit hard and they hit often, and they get more chances to hit than anyone else in the game. They're like a martial specialist for a more civilized age. So if you're playing a fighter, the role or expectation that you're going to fill is either the damage dealer, so you're either going to be hitting things frequently and hard, or the tank, or probably a combination of the two, and that would just mean you're hitting things and also getting hit, and using your shield to stop enemies from getting to the squishier members of the party. Some of those defining features that set the fighter apart from the rest would have to be your fighting style, so you get to choose things that you're good at. You also get something called the second wind, which basically lets you heal a little bit, which is really, really nice to have. Another thing that you're going to get is action surge, which gives you another action. And if you watch our videos on the other things, then you'll know what an action is. But that's really big. It's good. The other things that you get, you're going to get more feats or ability score increases, and you're also, at some point, you're going to have more attacks than anyone else in the game. More attacks than anything else, which is awesome. So as I was saying before, fighters kind of get the short end of the stick, but there's a lot of variety to it, and that comes in the subclasses. So you're going to have 3 subclasses for a fighter. It's an Eldritch Knight, which is basically like your Gish, something like that. It's like a wizard, basically. So you're going to be out there, you're a martial expert, and you're also like a magic expert. So you're going to be some sort of just crazy, just bloodthirsty war mage out there, like shing shing and whatever the heck you're doing. I don't know, however you want to play your character, something like that. The other one, and probably my favorite, is going to be the Battle Master, and the Battle Master gets these things called maneuvers, and they just give you options to either parry and take less damage, or do a pushing attack and push someone out of the way, or a menacing attack and make your opponent afraid of you. There's a lot of really cool things that they have, and that's just the surface of it. There's so many options that they have available. And the last one that I would say is the Champion. And Champion, basically the big thing that they have that sets them apart from the other subclasses is they get an increased critical range, which basically means that they have a higher chance of getting a critical hit, which basically means that they have a higher chance of hitting things very, very, very hard. And they also get like an extra fighting style and some other stuff down the road, but the big thing is the increased crit range. It's really nice to have. So if you're going to make a fighter, you're sitting there thinking, okay, all right, I'm sold. I want to make a fighter. How do I do it? Here's what you're going to do. First, if you're going to be a melee fighter, you're probably going to want to max out your strength. Then you're going to put points in constitution after that. And if you're playing like a ranged fighter, or if you want to play like, I don't know, just any sort of like quick dex-based fighter instead of like a strong like hit hard fighter, then just do dex instead of strength. And as far as races go, honestly, I would just pick whatever seems fun for you, whatever's good for your build. If it's dex based, then you're probably gonna want to go like wood elf, and if it's strength based, then I don't know, half orc, mountain dwarf, anything, whatever sounds fun to you, then just make it work. All of them are good for fighter. It just depends on what you're doing. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about fighters for right now. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you have any other ideas for like inspiration for a fighter, or maybe some like crazy fighter build, then let me know in the comments. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. You could also hit that bell. Just, hit the bell so that you'll be notified when we post new videos, because we're going to keep posting new videos. And follow us on Twitch. Follow us on all those links down in the doobly-doo, the description. And I'll see you on the next time. This has been JNJtabletop. Thank you for watching.